Hello, hello to all our beautiful, beautiful listeners. My name's Wilson, the potato, the rotten potato, and I'm accompanied today by Mr. Billy, the beautiful potato, the handsome
Hello.
potato.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
yes. Look at his swaggy hair. I don't know. I don't know what's the. I don't know how do you call the hair.
I
Um,
don't know. Basically, like slick back or something.
Slick back mohawk. There you go. Slick back
Well,
mohawk.
the thing is, I didn't come up with this haircut. Okay, it's just the guy who I paid for. He bought an avatar and let's make this, which I really like, but I don't know what it's called.
You mean the barber give you a mohawk?
Well, I suppose you can call a 3D artist a barber too, right? If they also handle your hair.
Technically, yes. Technically, you're right. Okay, so well, what do we I think from our last podcast, we mentioned about. I think I mentioned about a movie that I was thinking to see because it's also
There's Robin
starring
Williams
Robin
in it.
Williams. Yes, one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure people feel the same way, but I am pretty sure a lot of Gen Z, Generation Z, of our audiences may probably, at the very least, think that Mr. Robin Williams was my childhood at some point. Same with me, you know. What have you seen so far with Robin Williams, Mr. Billy?
I think I watched Mrs. Doubtfire, and then of
Oh,
course we watched Good Will Hunting together, right?
oh yeah, true, true.
And he also voiced Genie in Aladdin.
Yes,
And what
yes.
else? Flubber, I
Flubber.
believe.
What is that?
And
What's that? What's
you don't know
Flubber?
Flubber?
No. What?
So it's basically he acts as a scientist, right? That developed
Uh-huh.
this sort of material that is super flexible and also super sturdy at the same time. But apparently, this material developed sentience. It's a green goo. You probably have seen that before.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then there was one called Toys. Although honestly, that's a very weird movie.
Toys.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And what else? That's all I can remember on top of my head right now.
Good
And then,
morning, Vietnam. Oh, I love that line. Good
uh,
morning, Vietnam. I mean, I
I have
cannot, I
no
can't, I
idea.
can't do it as good as him because I might wake up my, well, not wake up, but it's still like earlier, it's like too early to sleep. But I don't want to disturb anybody like too much in case if they're here.
Oh, actually, he did the
Oh,
Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which I
oh,
think I've watched it as a kid. All right, and how can I forget Jumanji?
oh yeah, you're right, Jumanji.
Shame on me for forgetting that.
Um, this is the one I remember. He plays a very how do you say this? Somewhat of a laid back dad who has a son who's going through like depression, if I'm mistaken. It's called World's Greatest Dad. It's a very good film. I wish people would see it.
Is it very heavy on the drama?
Uh,
Oh,
there is
right,
there is
Rasmus
drama.
Spielman.
There is drama, but it's just it's handled pretty maturely. And I think I was 11 or 12 years old when I saw it, and I know that yeah, this is a very very well made adult movie that even I can understand. It's not that difficult to,
Mm.
you know. The thing is like if kids are able to, as in I get it, I understand, maybe not completely, but I understand, almost most of it, especially like when the movie is actually coming from the perspective of the dad. It's really good. I'm not gonna spoil you the actual end, like the actual like plot twist shit or whatever you call that, but it's very good. Oh yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, 99 in the museum,
Right. Yes,
and
I love the museum.
I didn't expect him to be
Happy
in.
Feet.
Yes. Wait, which character is this?
I have no idea.
Ramon?
I have no
Who's
idea who that is.
Ramon? Never mind. Okay, let's go back to topic. So, well, that poor society. This is one of those things that you might need some tissue boxes beside you, because I think if you if you don't shed a tear, even without how do you say this? Even without you knowing, you probably need to go see a counselor or something. I'm just saying, because I didn't even expect that. Oh, hey, Billy, I think I shed a tear like unintentionally. I didn't even know about that. I was just like just laughing with you earlier with our conversation, and then for some reason I feel something wet on my cheek. Oh wait, that's tears. Okay, interesting.
It sure is raining in your room, huh?
Yeah, it's raining
Rain
of
too hard.
salts and lots
Ugh.
of yeah, lots of sweat and yeah, sorry, salt and maybe a lot of minerals, unhealthy
Honestly,
minerals.
honestly, I can't believe that you missed that reference from Full Metal Alchemist. Well, whatever. Moving on.
I
Coming
don't.
back to
I
Moby
haven't.
Knight.
I haven't. I haven't finished it.
Okay, shame on you anyway.
Mm,
But
okay,
yeah, damn, this movie is actually pretty good. And here's the thing, right? I
it's
thought,
not pretty good. It's very good.
yeah, it's very good. Like you're very good. And it does talk about mental health issue among men with that undergoes through a lot of like pressure, right? Well, which we'll get into that later. But okay, so how do you explain the premise and the tone of the film?
This is how am I gonna explain it without spoiling. So
I mean,
you
we're
got
gonna spoil
a
it
you
anyway.
got a you got a bunch of kids, right?
In a very fancy
They
school.
yeah, and they're very fancy. Well, actually, not. I mean, it is a boarding school. It is a boarding school. I don't. I'm not sure if it's a very fancy boarding school because some of the equipments are quite. Um, like I wouldn't really expect that from like a high prestige, like top tier.
It's been around for 100 years.
Yeah, but doesn't mean it's it costs a lot to go there, if that makes sense, because one of the characters actually mentioned that, oh, we have as much money as like your roommate.
Yeah, but
What's his
still,
name
like
again?
so Neil's
Mm,
parents is going to not be as rich, but I'm sure
yes,
they work hard for it.
correct. So yeah, bunch of kids in boarding school. They attended this teacher called a very good teacher called Mr. Keating.
Hmm.
And the reason why I call him a very good teacher is because I think this is one of the problems. I think I mentioned about this before. Problems with, especially how people treat education, especially even just like teachers, they treat it as like a job, which I don't think you should treat it as a job. It's like, because if you treat it as a job, you're actually you're not really basically giving like kids like, hey, if this is like what we're given, what can we do beyond this, if that makes sense. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're not expanding like that creativity side, because actually that particular skill is actually very useful, especially in the real world. Which actually Mr. Keating actually did this like a lot, right? So he basically he's like the most unconventional teacher that you can expect. He jumps on the desk. I mean, I probably won't do that, and even Mr. Keating, even if he asked me to do it, that I still won't do it. But yes, he jumps on the desk, and then he asks kids to rip off some pages that's not really relevant, because it's like kind of quote unquote fillers, right?
Okay, I'm
And
just curious.
what he wants and what he wants to focus on is like, hey kids, I want you guys to make your own poems, and that is actually but obviously in his own way, which is you make your own poem, and then, oh, if you cannot make your own poem, by your own, I can help you with that. I can assist you with that with my method of bringing you in front of the class and basically kind of mentally, you know how do you say this?
It's
It's
basically steering the kid, right?
something like
It's
that.
basically like put him on the spot, but I know putting someone on the spot is a phrase with a bad connotation, but in this case, he does it in the sense that to encourage um, the kid to actually like think freely
Yes, yes,
without any constraints.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and
Carpe
honestly, I
diem.
really like that scene.
Mm.
Man, Robin Williams is really great.
This is I think one of my favorite performances besides World's Greatest Dad. The thing is that Go Hunting he's also very good, but I'm honestly I don't think
It's less expressive, right?
is that I mean it is more subtle. That fits with the film, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think it's as memorable as this one, if that makes sense. Because I think this one he's kind of playing more of that, just a little bit of that, Robin Williams like cartoonish like caricature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but in
Yes.
this case, we actually channel it as a teacher, right?
Mm, mm, mm.
In the sense that, like, he's the lovable teacher that all
Yeah,
the students like.
yeah. I actually know somebody back in my school who actually kind of teach. Well, not obviously not like this, but he basically makes like lessons like interesting. So even though it's about like geography, right? Because obviously geography, who wants to sit through and just like read a bunch of this is like what happens when the Earth, well, how does earthquake happens is when two tectonic plates like collide each other like whatever. But he makes it in the way that you can actually understand.
What
I
is he
mean,
using innuendos?
no, but sometimes he actually does like hints, like very subtly hints, obviously because it's a school. But yeah, um he basically he does that, and also he actually encourages people to also like participate in the class. I'm not saying just like answering questions. I'm saying like so basically, he kind of like create like some sort of scenario, like a skit, something like that. Yeah, something like a skit, and then I ask one of us like just to come upstairs, yeah, like to come to the front and react to whatever he's basically showing to you, that kind of thing. So technically, yeah, it is a much more engaging way to actually learn, and I think I really wish more teachers can actually learn from this because surprisingly, right? I remember most of my friends actually hated him, which is like just very interesting. Because I
Why?
think, I don't know why. I actually until today, I have no idea why. I think maybe like they said it's because oh yeah, I guess oh yeah, Mr. I just call him Mr. Rowan because he reminds me a bit of Rowan Atkinson, like in some degree.
Oh.
Yeah, well, not like Mr. B, but anyway, sorry, we're going off topic, but yeah, he's I think because most of us we just want to kind of like just get over geography, because it's not very important. But I think I look at it more of he's so interesting and he's so like he's very creative to the point that he can make a not so important lesson, making it kind of fun to learn, if that makes sense. That's actually not very easy to do. I'm actually like, quite surprised that he is able to pull that off. Yeah. Anyway, back to fucking Dead Society. I think it's because I just don't really want to talk about the that particular scene, especially at the end. Well, no, near the end, but yeah,
Near the end.
yeah.
To be
Ooh.
completely honest with you, right? If you really think about it, the story actually can be broken down to like 3 or 4 subplots
Yeah.
that runs
Yes.
concurrently.
Yes.
Yeah. Although to be honest with you, I'm actually somewhat interested with 2 of the subplots, but
Right.
unfortunately they didn't go anywhere. So there's one about with a character called Todd Anderson, right? He's
Hmm.
the one that's very quiet and very shy
Hmm.
to basically recite in front of the class, and his friends try to encourage him like, hey, you should also like read your own poems and express yourself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then he turns
Yes.
out to be very talented, but unfortunately, like that's it. That's where his subplot, and I mean, sure, his character is there, present throughout the whole story. It's just that I just want to see what happened out of it. I suppose he's more confident, but even then, it's not very shown clearly.
I mean, I think if I want to defend this, he is not really a very interesting character, to be honest, compared to Neil.
Hmm.
If I'll be straight with you, because I think for Neil, right, because he is struggling with something that I think a lot of people can relate. It's not just boys. I think a lot of people can relate to this. It's like you have a dream that you want to do, but your family, your maybe even your friends are not really encouraging it. That like it's something like that, you know. I mean, it's not only just a dream. Basically, just what do you want to do for yourself? It could be a career, could be you might want to, I don't know. Okay, like let's just say, just for example, you know, change your gender or like whatever, right? You know, yeah, you can like basically just do anything you want. Yeah, but the thing is like that's actually closer to real life because yeah, not everybody's going to, you know, be on your side. Even your own parents, they're not going to be on your side. So that's why, that's when people
Yeah.
start parting ways and that kind of thing. And actually, that's completely fine. Yeah, but I really sympathize a lot with Neil because oh boy, at the end, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
I don't know why he needs to do that. To be honest with you.
I mean, basically, he'll be taken away from everything that he has known, right? Because he has to move school because of his father.
Yeah, true. But I mean, you know, because suicide is a very permanent solution to a very temporal problem.
Well, that is true, right?
Mm, mm.
Remember, he is in his tumultuous year. You know, he's still a teenager who hasn't seen everything. Although at the same time, this is a very heavy topic, knowing that what happened to Robin Williams, right? Yeah,
I mean, it's
which is
not really. I mean, it's not really related, but
it's not, but still.
um, but I mean, the thing is that I actually, because the thing is that people who usually contemplate suicide are people who you know, they actually have gone through the 5 stages of grief and then they go and then they turn to suicide. That's pretty normal. But this guy's like, wait, what?
Well, I
You
mean,
wanna you wanna do that now? Oh, you sure? You know?
I can't say anything for Neil, right? Just because
Yeah.
he that's the way he thinks, and the thing is, sometimes you just don't know, like the lines of thought. Although,
True,
yes,
true, true.
yeah, it is difficult, and it is a tragedy in the film, and you can see in all the other characters, right? They're mourning, very, very much. They miss Neil, and I think technically he's the founding member, right, of the New Deadpool Society.
I think so.
Yeah, he's the one who proposed the whole idea.
Isn't it Charlie? No, right?
I think it's him. Was it? No, is
Oh,
it Charlie or him? I'm
well,
pretty
yeah,
sure it's him.
either one of them doesn't matter.
Yeah, I forgot.
But yes, yeah, him being passionate about, you know, starting, you know, dramas. Like, oh my god, I really like this shit. I wanna do this for the rest of my life. That kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally can relate to that guy. Um,
Mm.
but oh boy, oof, you don't, you don't like, dude, you don't have to do that. But you know, what can you
Uh,
do? Anyway, so I also find that I mean, the thing is, like, the writing is actually pretty good because, like, just to understand that this is from a time when mental health is not, you know, as well thought out and well discussed as like today. So you have people from Mr. Nolan, right? There's I think it's the principal of the school.
yeah, the principal
Is the principal of the school the headmaster?
with the
He
spank paddle before it turned sexual in today's age, right?
yeah. The thing is that this guy came from a time when, you know, you gotta put on your camouflage sleeves, your metal hat or whatever that's called.
Metal hat.
Is it metal hat? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean he's. I think the thing is that, like, realistically, I think he's pretty. I'm pretty sure he got drafted once, at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got drafted once. So like my point is he's been through some shit, you know, and I think he's basically he has trauma, and he's basically projecting that into other people, which
Wait, what's the
obviously
evidence that you have?
is not good. Well,
What's the evidence you
the thing is
have?
that I mean, I understand that you know, smack the kids' you know, butt with a paddle, but Um, I mean, I understand you need to teach discipline, but I don't think, because that in of itself can cause like pretty serious damage to someone's body. Did that make sense? Like depending on
Mm.
the person, but yeah, because the thing is that I'm pretty sure like that's not his first time doing that. Because I think he hinted before that. Oh yeah, um, you're not the first. Basically, he's saying like, oh, you're not the first person to basically getting expelled and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he has done this a few times before. Obviously, you don't enjoy it, but he needs to do what he needs to do. But then
Yeah.
again, I'm just speculating, because I'm trying to think from like this guy's perspective, like how he sees the world, that kind of thing.
Did what also happened in Apollo 10.5? I remember that depiction, and it's still somewhat relatively modern, like in the 70s, right?
Okay, I think we're safe to say now we're just gonna be honest with the what we think about the film. That movie shit, alright.
Yeah, that's the movie is shit.
Ah,
It's very disappointing, the part where
I
he
know.
actually went to space. Well, at the very least, like the first time it happened, just because he just went through it as if it's nothing. I mean, they
I
revisited at the end, which is like, okay, some forgiven, but still, somewhat.
I feel so sorry about our friend Jeff who has to work about five backgrounds, five backgrounds, and has to put up with Richard Linklater's
uh,
shenanigans.
oh boy.
Sorry, Mr. Linklater, but seriously, just stick to making films for adults. As in like having your movies are
It is for
with
adults
adults for
because
adults. I think that's like your best capability. Like don't do anything
it's
beyond that. It's
it
so
attempts to
terrible.
stroke the American sense of nostalgia, but it alienates everyone else that's outside of America who is, like below a certain age. Okay, but anyway,
All right.
Flying Paddle, and
So yeah.
yeah, the education system back then is weird, and also I suppose I don't know if it's the movie itself is wrong, but maybe still appropriate for its time, or um, I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm talking about when what's his name again?
Mm,
Knox, right? Knox
mm.
kiss on Chris's cheek. No,
Oh.
on her forehead when she was
Oh.
sleeping. Yeah,
Oh.
which is definitely a big no in today's
Oh,
age.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When I see this, when
No,
I've
no,
seen
no,
that,
no, no,
I'm
no,
I'm
good
just
stuff.
I'm just cringing myself. Oh no.
You think that was normal back then? Probably not.
Yeah, no, no, no. I think it's actually normal. I think it's actually normal. It's pretty
Mm.
normal. So you gotta imagine like girls, back then they have a you know they have constant sexual harassments, or at the very least some verbal harassments. At the very
Mm.
least, yeah. Depending how you look like and depending how active you are, in campus and stuff like that. I mean, even as like adults, they like back, and at that period, they also get that too. It's pretty normal. Even until today, it's to some extent just
Mm.
still
Mm.
terrible. Yeah. Uh, I don't know why we're talking about this, but not really about the film.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious, but because the film sets in a long bygone time, right?
Mm,
And then there's that, and honestly, that whole subplot, like, it's okay about him trying to gain the hand of this lovely young lady. I
mm,
wish the
mm,
story,
mm.
but the story that part is not super engaging.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like the main thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. uh, I find it very weird that the boys chose a cave to make their club. It's very weird. It's a very weird place to make a club. Because I think it makes sense like, let's make a club, I don't know, at the school's gym, gonna lock the doors and all that, or let's say, oh, we're gonna find like some empty office. That one, people do that. I mean, even in uni, we make clubs, like we we conduct clubs in like these like small venues. It's not like, oh, we're just, hey guys, you wanna go to you wanna go to Jaime Beach and catch some fish while we're just
And
gonna
recite
recite
Torero, and
recite
also,
Shakespeare.
yeah, Frost as well, Robert
Ross.
Frost,
Uh,
and just basically throw out random names out there, man.
I don't know why. why Tom's okay? The writer Tom Schulman. Why is he thinking about that? I don't know.
What do you mean?
It's
Like
a
the cave?
yeah. Because I don't think anybody would, like realistically, you wouldn't go there. It stinks. Okay, it stinks. It may be infested with lots of insects and some animals you don't even want to encounter. And it's also very dark. Don't forget about that. It's also very dark. You can't see shit. I don't know why in the movie there's like so many lights in the cave. The cave shouldn't have that much light. Right.
Hollywood magic is outplayed.
Shh. They can't. They won't know. They won't know. Shh.
Yeah, they can't see the big ass studio light shining at them. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I think it's okay
Yeah, it's
doing it
okay.
in a cave, and honestly, it actually adds a little bit to that sense of romanticism, because isn't the whole idea of reciting poetry is about being a romantic feeling and being passionate about
Yeah,
what you feel?
but why is it supposed to be? Is the cave
Because
the best place to do it?
well, at least from my interpretation, right? Because I mean, it's in the society name itself, that poet society. So, what like where is the that people are right now? I don't know. Like I think it's appropriate. That's one place where you might actually put the dead body, right? Or basically like more
You mean the
in a more
grave?
natural setting. In a more natural setting, that's still secretive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm really surprised that they kickstart the society like that, and then they actually enjoy it. Like, would you actually recite poetry with me
No.
every few nights? No.
No.
Okay.
No. Even if you force me to, I won't do it. No.
Yeah. But I mean, it's quite fun if you think.
Unless there's Neil Perry and his boys, then maybe I might consider. Maybe. Maybe you no.
But I mean, if you think about it, it's also like this sort of like male bonding session, like what we have right here. Just basically us
Yes.
watching a film and talk about it. I mean, honestly, there's almost no difference really, because we watch a film, which is basically another form of art and expression, and then we discuss about it. Although I don't think they discuss anything about poetry at all. Like they don't analyze it; they just feel it. Let it flow to their heart,
Mm.
their mind, to their soul.
Ooh, very deep indeed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
this sorry. Sorry, I gotta cut you. We're starting to run out of time.
yeah.
So this film, I didn't expect on IMDb it says top rated movie number 205.
205. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very very impressive score.
Damn.
It's a very impressive score. Uh,
What's Good Will Hunting score, by the way? Just for
think-
comparison.
I think 81.
81. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That's super high.
Yeah, that's very high. I mean, it is a. I wouldn't say the other one's better. They're both good in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. They're good in different ways. It's just that honestly, I still prefer Good Will Hunting, but still, this film still, like, it's good. It's just that I feel like some of the characters, the subplot, it can be polished a little bit better.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I think Good Will Hunting is already perfect as it is, but again, maybe it's easier to write Good Will. Maybe because it's Good Will Hunting, it's easier to write compared to this film because you only focus on Will, right? And
Yeah.
with his character drama. Although not to say like anyone can write that film, but I think maybe it's easier for the inspiration to flow in.
And don't forget, it's written by two people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it does take the work a little bit easier.
But man, like honestly, this movie, that Poet Society, right, goes to show, and it aged quite well to show the importance of mental health in men, and also what's the true meaning of education, right? And also how people should be taught. It's not that they should basically recite what year this thing happened, what year did that happen, and then like how to calculate this. It's how to think for yourself, how to be free,
Yeah.
like how to utilize every single thing that you see, and also use your intuition to its maximum potential. See things from new perspective, right?
Hmm. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And honestly, that's why I always find it attractive. The idea of like the older definition of a gentleman who is supposed to be knowledgeable in many areas and also physically fit and someone who romantic too. When I
Hmm.
say romantic, it's not like just to woo women, which is even though that's Mr. Keating keeps encouraging for, but just to actually like fill their heart with passion
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
things that they truly believe in.
Very, very good movie. I definitely would recommend. Actually, I would definitely recommend to actually teenagers. Actually, to be honest with you, like the two teenage boys.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
because like I'm pretty sure they. I'm not a teenager anymore. Okay, I mean I was, but I think if because I remember I was talking with like one of my teachers back then, and she actually told me about this film. I actually never got to watch it until now. So she gave me like a list of films that I noticed like why are they mostly like Robin Williams films? Like interesting, and then
because his films are good. Except
his
Toys, because
films
Toys is so weird.
his films are mostly wholesome, right? It's a very wholesome experience, and also but not only that, but it also tackles like very serious issues with like mental health, um, you know, and also become who you want to become, blah blah blah, and now as a 24-year-old potato, I understand why. took me took me a decade for this.
Now, if you find anyone else that's younger than you, you should throw this
Yes.
movie at them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Throw the
Yes.
Blu-ray box.
What's a rating system? What's a rating system again?
Just basically we change to recommend, love, and like basically maybe like love, recommend, and then
Okay.
like it's okay, and then like bad, or like oh it's so bad, it's so good.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we watch those kind of movies. All
Yeah.
right. Anyway, before we truly close, right? This movie makes me in the mood to recite a poem. So
Okay.
here I go.
Let's go.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had for no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good
Hmm.
men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have had danced in the green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang in the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieve on it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Do not go gentle into that good night by Dylan Thomas. You
Dylan
probably,
Thomas.
yeah, you probably have an idea why I picked this particular one.
Because you want to express your rage.
No, 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 no. It's was there in Interstellar.
What?
Like this poem is actually being used in Interstellar. It was quoted there actually. Remember?
No.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
by Professor Brand. Michael Keaton's character.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever. I think whenever an old man says very motivational quotes, except if it's spoken by Morgan Freeman himself, the ultimate god, it just gonna flew over my ear, you know. Sorry, flew over my head.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what do you recommend for the next film? Huh? You still want to ride on Robin Williams's, the Robin Williams train, whatever it's called.
Memory Lane. Don't get me started on Aladdin. Like rewatch the old Disney classic again.
And then we're gonna compare it to like the Will Smith version. Fuck that. Fuck
Who's
that.
the better
No.
genie?
No.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good film. There's Jumanji, and then we can watch the remake, which is actually somewhat fun.
Fun.
Yeah. The new remake of Jumanji, the one with The Rock
Oh.
and Kevin Hart, and who else? Oh, right, Jack Black. I forgot the girl's name.
I know the actress Karen Gillian, but I forgot
Yeah.
what's Ruby Roundhouse. That's her actual.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway, I think
okay.
that's it for today.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun film. Thanks for recommending me to watch this.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna thank my teacher who recommended me the film 10 years ago. I really thank her for that. It's on the back of my mind in some archive, somewhere. And I finally get to see it. Thank you. All right. See you guys next time.
You can catch us on Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbeans, and we're primarily there on YouTube. Also, we're on social media too. Find us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yes, Instagram. Not yet.
Yes.
All right. Catch you all anywhere later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.